team, be stalwart. Hey, it is Heidi Bejo and it is Friday. As you know, Inga put up a video a couple days ago. We're wrapping up some goals stuff, and she shared a lot of personal stuff about what her and Blake are going through moving from Kansas to West Virginia, and couldn't be happier for them, but also totally appreciate that it's very overwhelming. So just a little shout out to my baby sister. I love you, and you guys are doing a great job, and keep your sanity. You're doing awesome. So I do, though, today want to talk a little bit about, I want to dive into this a little bit more. And it's important, you know, our group primarily is based around Beachbody stuff, workouts, and otherwise. But as you know, Inga and I are big proponents of overall wellness. And overall wellness includes all of the things we've talked about in our goal setting in this first part of the year, kind of those 10 areas. And while the purpose of this group isn't financial, it's a big part of wellness, and it's a big part of stress, and it's a big, or hopefully not having stress or whatever. So I wanted to just give a little more insight and thoughts and ideas on this topic for you. I hope you've used the worksheet from the Michael Hyatt playbook, but just wanted to give my own little twist and thoughts on things that you might want to consider from a financial perspective, because I actually just saw a quote yesterday, and it said, money doesn't buy happiness, but if you don't have money, you can't buy anything. So while that's not the primary focus for our group, we do know that, you know, when you're comfortable financially, it definitely lowers stress in your life. And so it's okay to talk about it. And I don't have any shame in the fact that I'm driven and work hard to hit a certain income level and a certain lifestyle, and truthfully, to have enough money to pay it forward and to donate to causes that are important to me too. So a lot of this is motivating just to help others. So some things I wanted to mention. One would be, and this echoes something that Inga talked about, but really controlling the cost of food, and especially eating out. My husband and I'm not going to say we never eat out, because we do, but we definitely eat out a lot less than we did at a certain period in our life. And again, to echo what Inga said, part of that's health reasons. I mean, you definitely tend to eat a little bit better if you eat at home, but a big piece of it is the amount of money it takes. I mean, it's very expensive to eat out often. The biggest piece to that, if you ask me, though, is to really make time to meal plan and meal prep, because a lot of times we fall in that trap of, oh, let's just go get a bite, you know, like, because I'm just tired and I don't want to deal with it, and we don't have anything in the cupboard or the fridge or whatever. So a big piece of really making it a goal to eat out less is to carve out some time to really meal plan and meal prep. And for a lot of people, that's on the weekends. For some people, it's Monday nights, and they kind of prep for the week, you know, make sure they have enough to get through Monday, but then they kind of do it on a work day. So it's up to you. Figure out where it is. But again, schedule it. You know, we've talked about this before, time management. So schedule it and take the time and make it happen, and you'll be very grateful that you did overall. Another one would be, honestly, just doing the Beachbody workouts versus going to a gym or something like that. The Beachbody workouts cost to get access to all of them, it's about $7 a month. And you can work out at home. If you still like going to a gym and you can afford to go to a gym, that's great. But you don't have to. You know, you can work out at home for that amount of money. That's crazy. I mean, the quality of their programs for that price point, I don't think you can beat it in terms of getting the most bang for your buck. So that's another one. Another one would be, if you don't know this and you are in this group, so you're obviously interested in Beachbody, you can become what's called a discount coach. And what that means is you don't actually have to coach other people like Inga and I are doing in this group here. But if you do sign up as a coach and you want to be a discount coach, you get 25% off of anything that you buy through Beachbody. So if you're drinking Shakeology, you get 25% off that. There are coaching fees that are part of that, so you have to make sure that you're purchasing enough that it makes sense, you know, to offset the coaching fees. But the coaching fees are very minimal, and if you have any questions, Inga and I can talk to you about that. But like for my husband and I, that makes a huge difference, because we use Shakeology, but we also use Energize, which is like their pre-workout kind of booster drink. We use Hydrate, which is their version of like Gatorade, it's electrolytes. not syrupy. Really love that. That Hydrate is one of my favorite, aside from Shakeology. Hydrate's probably my second favorite Beachbody product from the liquid side of things. We also, my husband uses a lot of the performance line, like Recover and some of their other products there. And then we eat a lot of Beach Bars. If you haven't had the Beach Bars, definitely recommend those too. So my point though, we'll talk about all that stuff later, but my point is, no matter, for all of those, we get 25% off because I am a coach. So contemplate the coach discount thing if that's, it's just another way to save money. The other thing is I just wanted to mention a couple people and a couple authors that you might want to check out if you really are trying to hunker down on your finances. And it's really interesting. This is a cool time for us to be talking about this for our group, because I was thinking about everybody, and I was thinking about how many people in our group have stuff going on right now. And I just made a couple, like, as I look down through the list, at least of the coaches that are my clients, I apologize because I'm not as familiar in-depthly with Inga's clients in the group, so you might have these same things going on, so no disrespect if I didn't mention your name. I just didn't know that you're going through this. But as Inga mentioned, her and Blake and their family are moving from Kansas to West Virginia. Steph in our group, she became a stay-at-home mom this year. Her kids are teenagers, and she just wanted to make sure she could capture some time with them before they're off to college and things like that. So she became a stay-at-home mom after being in the workforce for 24 years, I think she said. So that's a huge shift, and I'm sure they're making some financial adjustments as they go through that. Nels, our brother Nels, started a new job in November. Kendall in this group, she also just started a new job, I can't remember, a couple months ago maybe now. Time flies, maybe it's been longer, but in the not so distant past. Judy's wife is retiring this month. I'm so excited for them. That's a big monument in life and big milestone. So I'm sure they're got financial things on their mind, and obviously they've done a good job because she's able to retire. So that's great. Jolene in our group, she accepted a new position. She's a respiratory therapist and accepted a new position, a teaching position on top of her regular respiratory therapist job. So, and then Christy is going to be starting, she's a teacher, LED, and is going to be starting a new job too. So lots of us have all kind of stuff going on. So I think that finance thing and that focus is even more important right now. Some programs and authors that I wanted to mention you might want to check out. One that was really helpful for my husband and I when we were in the hole, if you will, back in the day when we were younger. We still use this program, but it really helped us dig out of a hole for sure. And that is Dave Ramsey. You may have heard of him. If you haven't, highly recommend it. He's written many books. The one I used was called Financial Peace. But again, his name is Dave Ramsey, and he does a really great system on budgeting and getting out of debt. And one of the, a quick little caveat for him is getting an emergency fund set up for yourself as quick as you can, paying off small debts before large debts, things like that, because you gain some momentum and get a snowballing effect there. So another one would be Robert Kiyosaki. His book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or at least that's the one that he became most famous about. I would definitely consider checking out him as well. And then the last one would be Tony Robbins, and I can't remember the exact name of the book, Master Money, Master the Game, or something to that effect. It is a whopper of a book, though. That one's a big bite. So I'd probably recommend one of the other ones first. And not to say that there aren't others. I'm just sharing ones that have really impacted me personally and thought you might want to check out. The last thing I wanted to talk about is, so there's a couple things when we're talking about finances. I mean, part of it is how do we spend less money and be more prudent with how we're spending. But then there's also, some people have a totally different school of thought, and their school of thought is, I don't want to spend less money, so I'm going to go make more money. And so, don't negate the fact that that's another option, or maybe a blend. Like for my husband and I, it's been a blend of the two. Like we said, okay, we don't want to eat out as much. We definitely need, back in the day, we definitely need to get a handle on our, on some debt that we needed to pay off. And part of that was saving and giving up things, but then part of it was like, let's just hustle. Like, let's hustle. Let's make more money. And so don't negate the fact that, a side hustle is an option too. And while we don't want everyone putting up ads and claims for their side hustles in this group. If you, in this particular moment, we would welcome that. So if there is something that you do on the side to make extra money, please share that with the group in the comments section, because it's good for people to know, number one, what you do, and number two, it just helps share ideas. Obviously, for Inga and I, Beachbody is a side hustle. For Inga, it's actually her main hustle. She's a stay-at-home mom otherwise, which is an awesome, super demanding, tough job, and Steph is adjusting to that. Steph, if you have any questions, give my sister a call. She's a rock star mom. But another one, so for Inga, Beachbody is her main income. And for me, it's a side hustle, but I'm super passionate about it. And really, I just was like, you know what? I'm so passionate about this. I really wanted to commit to this level. Another one, Roseanne in our group, she sells Mary Kay, and Lori in our group is also does Norwex. So just a couple examples. So maybe your plan is not just, I really need to hunker down and save some money. Maybe part of your plan is like, I got to figure out in the little pockets of time, like all this side hustle stuff, they're known to be done in like pockets of time. So you've got a few minutes here. Like, obviously I'm sitting in my van right now. I'm sitting in my car and I'm between appointments for my regular job, and I'm making a video for you. So this is exactly what we're talking about. So there's these pockets of time that you can capture and make these little side hustle gigs happen. So I hope this serves you. I hope this has been, we'll call this, how will we call this? Financial Friday. How's that? You guys are doing great. We love you. We are so excited. We have a couple new people coming into the group soon, so I just want to welcome them. Jill and Angela for sure, and then a couple others are going to be probably popping in here too. So just wanted to give a shout out to them. Super excited to have you guys with us, and for everyone else, keep doing what you're doing. The momentum in this group has been wonderful, and keep posting your workouts, keep drinking your Shakeology, keep drinking your water. We haven't talked about that for a while, so please make sure you're keeping your hydration where it needs to be. All right, we love you guys, and as we always wrap up, we say, be stalwart, bold, steadfast, and uncompromising. All right, y'all, have a great weekend.